Celtics head coach Brad Stevens certainly has his hands full in divvying up the minutes between so much talented players. Of course, this is a stacked roster. He hasn't coached a roster quite like this ever since his tenure started with the Boston Celtics. How does he go about divvying the minutes? That was certainly a talking point today at Media Day. It's going to be a talking point at least for the first few weeks, few months of the season. How does that take place? Jeff, let's start with you. I mean, of course, we have Terry Rozier going back to the bench, guys like Marcus Morris coming back to the bench, but they've even come up with their own little crew, right? I mean, they're embracing this bench role. BWA.
That's right.
And I love the fact that this is already being talked about at Media Day. Jeff, how does Brad Stevens divvy up these minutes?
Well, they all said the right things, right? I mean, it's easy to say it in training camp. Yeah. Wait till your minutes get kind of cut a little bit, and then do you get upset? But somebody said, listen, winning solves everything, which, number one, and Gordon Hayward made a point, too, that there are injuries. Guys get sick. It usually has a way of kind of playing itself out. And I think that's going to be the case again. As long as they're winning a high level, they'll have fun. Guys will be in and out of the lineup, and if there's anybody that can figure it out, it's Brad Stevens.
Yeah, exactly. And they trust Brad Stevens. I know Gordon Hayward said it the other day. He trusts that Brad Stevens is going to put them in a position to be successful. And we all know that's the case too. But again, like Jeff said, it's all going to play itself out, whether that be injuries, whether it just be certain lineups working better than others. I think it'll slowly work itself out, but it's clear that these guys are buying in. You had a lot of repetition. Brad Stevens was the first one to speak today, and he said, you know, we can't skip steps. We need to take it day by day. And guys like Terry Rozier and Marcus Morris, they reiterated that extensively. And again, it's easy to say now in front of the media before training camp starts. It's going to be different when their minutes start.
Even Carmelo said the right things.
Exactly.
Today,
Carmelo
right?
even said the right thing. So it's training camp. It's media day. It's easy now. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But for now, it's clear that these guys are buying.
You know, Marcus Morris stood out to me the most because he was one of the guys, you know, right after Game 7 was talking about he doesn't know what his role is going to be, you know, with all these guys coming back from injuries. You know, obviously his minutes are going to be cut short. But today, he was singing a different tune. I mean, he was talking about, look, I need to do whatever this team needs me to do. At the end of the day, it's all about winning. I mean, it's just the stuff you want to hear from someone like Morris.
Yeah, completely. And I mean, he's a guy who, over the course of his career, has gotten some interesting reputations, whether it being a bully or maybe not the greatest locker room guy, but it's clear, again, he's buying into this. And when you have guys like him buying in, it's tough not to with this kind of group, but when you guys have guys like him buying in, it's clear that things are going pretty well.
Yeah, and you know what Morris said? Like, I got to be a great defender.
Exactly.
I got to be a great defender. And we heard the word defense to me more than anything today. That was kind of the
over from everyone almost.
Brad Stevens, it started right away, and it ended with Al Horford. The two guys who I think believe it and buy into it. And as long as they do, I think it rubs off on everybody else. Hayward comes in, and he'll make his mistakes, like he said, early defensively on missed assignments, but he's a better defender. He's an upgrade for them defensively. Rozier, Smart, Morris. So now you've got Kyrie, who's not a good defender generally, and he's looking around and he's saying, I got to
step it up.
I got no choice, right?
He's going to lose some minutes if he doesn't step it up.
I mean, it's a strong part of the culture, and I love the fact that Al Horford, of course, ended things off with preaching nothing but defense.
Put the bow on
talk.
it.
Exactly. Put the bow on here at Media Day. We're only days away from the first preseason game, Celtics versus the Hornets, and we can't wait to see how this team will look. Preseason or not, Celtics basketball is back.